So let's talk about what the administration is doing, though. Preparing for the people crossing the border, potentially doubling after the COVID restrictions are lifted next week. Are they ready?
Well, Andrea, we have been working hard as a community, lots of communication and collaboration here in El Paso, not just among local leaders, but also with the Department of Homeland Security, with FEMA and other partners. We knew that this was going to be a tremendous challenge. And even before the lifting of Title 42, we are seeing about 2,000 people on the streets of El Paso, migrants who are surrounding a church, Sacred Heart Church, who have been fed misinformation about what they can expect here in the United States, misinformation by their human traffickers, by the cartels. And Andrea, one of the things that no one is talking about that I think is really important to mention, FEMA has been incredible in providing financial resources to local partners, our local governments and NGOs. But the Republican Party, Republican colleagues wrote into past legislation that we are not allowed to use FEMA funds or federal funds to provide emergency shelter for those vulnerable souls who are around the church because they are undocumented. So with that prohibition, we are having to look to private sources of funding, philanthropic sources, to try to find enough money to provide emergency shelter for them. Next week, Republicans are going to be voting on a bill that will continue to exacerbate an already very challenging problem. They are looking to take away funding from NGOs that help partner with the federal government to alleviate the human suffering at our nation's front door. So I'm afraid we're going in the wrong direction at the very moment when we need to be coming together in a bipartisan way to find real solutions, common sense solutions that have evaded our country for decades, bringing us to this crisis point.
And what do you say to the people who applied for asylum? They've been waiting for months, for years to get into the U.S., and they are frustrated by what they see at the border.
Yeah, I don't blame them for being frustrated. I don't blame anyone for being frustrated. This is a very difficult situation. We need more resources for USCIS. We need more resources on a number of fronts. And this is why it's really important that my Republican colleagues join us in finding these true solutions. We've got to address the backlog. We do absolutely need to reform systems at our nation's front door. We are still utilizing the same systems we used and processes we used in the 1990s because Congress has refused to act. The bill that's coming to the floor next week by my Republican colleagues, again, Andrea, is going to make things worse. I'm very concerned about the way that they have limited funds. Last December, when we passed our appropriations bill, the administration asked for significantly more money in order to deal with this, with the lifting of Title 42. Largely, most Republicans voted against those resources. They need to meet us halfway at the table. We have to find a real solution.
Congresswoman Veronica Escobar, thank you very much for being with us.
Thank you.